This right here is the so-called fake Apple Watch Series 8, and this thing is absolutely amazing. Not only because it looks dangerously similar to the original Apple Watch in almost every aspect, but also it stands out itself as an extraordinary smartwatch and gives you a very premium user experience at a very low price. I will not tell you about the price right now so that you can have a look at all the features without any biasness. And trust me, by the end of this video you'll be amazed to know how on earth they made it possible to make something this amazing at such a low price. Now, first things first, what are you getting inside the box? An instruction manual, a pair of 45mm straps which are not shying away from looking like an Apple Watch strap. Then you get the wireless charger, which is again very close to MagSafe, and of course the watch itself. Now, have a look at this. This looks sick. This aluminum body giving it a certain weight makes it feel really premium, even before you wear it in hand. The biggest problem of cheap smartwatches is that the bezels are not equal from every side. But not in this one. It absolutely looks stunning from every angle due to its symmetrical bezels. On the right side, you have the home button, which doubles as a digital crown just like the Apple Watch. Then you have a microphone and will obviously test the call quality, and a side button right beneath it. And on the left, you have the tiny little speaker, testing it later. Now, the display looks gorgeous. What happens with the cheap smartwatches like this is that the display doesn't get bright enough, or the viewing angles are probably too bad, and sometimes the UI just lags. None in this one. The display gets plenty bright for indoor conditions. Even in outdoors, it's usable. Viewing angles are unexpectedly great, and the thing that impressed me the most is actually the touch response. Even the latest Mi Band 7 has a pretty laggy UI, which obviously costs more than this one, but the touch response on this one is buttery smooth. And that's how it gives a very premium experience when your hands are dry. Not to mention if your hands sweat, it struggles a bit. But what never struggles is the digital crown. The scrolling feels premium and smooth, and they try to create the best possible Apple experience with this as well. You can zoom in or out to navigate through UI, open apps and scroll them as well. Let's now quickly connect it with the application, and for that you'll have to download the Wear Fit Pro app. The link is obviously in the description. Once installed, allow the permissions and go to Device. Now tap on Scan. Now on your smartwatch, go to Settings and tap on Connect to Mobile Phone. You will see a QR code, scan it and done. Let's now get to the basics. If you swipe up, you'll have the Control Center, which has 2 pages. And you can quickly access time, date, brightness control, Do Not Disturb, NFC and a few important settings. If you swipe right, you have the shortcut function, which includes the time, date, weather, and your recently used top 4 applications. Very handy. Now if you swipe left, you have the widgets. The widgets are deletable and customizable. You can tap on the plus button to add your most useful widgets such as music controller, breathing exercise or widget pay, etc. And to delete them, simply hold onto the screen and tap the minus icon. And finally, if you swipe up or press any of the keys, you will enter the application launcher, where you can find at least 23 applications. The app launcher is customizable too. Press the up button twice to toggle between 4 modes of the launcher. You get one mode that takes us back to the Windows Phone days. The other one looks like Apple, of course. And there are other 2 modes that work really well with the crown. Let's now check out the applications one by one. First of all, there is a heart rate sensor that works so well that you can use to even measure the heartbeat of the spirits around you. Jokes apart, the readings are not reliable at all, and just to make sure, I'm showing you side by side how it measures your heart rate compared to the Mi Band 7. The device also lets you calculate blood pressure and SpO2, and it goes without saying that those readings will not be accurate either. But what actually surprised me is actually the steps count. The device works phenomenally well when it comes to tracking your steps. I worked 500 steps wearing this HW8 Max and Mi Band 7 together, and both of them are just rock solid accurate. Honestly, I wasn't even expecting it to be this good. So the device can be trusted for tracking indoor workouts too, which includes a set of exercises and shows real-time heart rate monitoring, but don't just trust it. And then we have sleep monitoring, which works better than I expected. Yes, the device cannot track your short naps, but it captures the night sleep really well. And no matter what the accuracy is, the beautiful UI really makes you appreciate the efforts. You can do breathe exercise with this device in 3 modes, and the animations are pretty. You can check your steps count and calorie count in the data section, and as said earlier, the blood pressure and SpO2 sensor will probably not work. You can read message notification from the message application, and it shows the messages with the app icon, which is a really nice touch. But if the message is really long, you can't fully read it straight from the watch. A bit of a bummer, but where things to get really interesting is the phone app. You can check the recent calls, see all contacts, and dial any number straight from your smartwatch. Not only that, you can directly talk with that person using your smartwatch only. To enable this, swipe down and toggle the first option from the control center. Now connect to watch call in the Bluetooth settings of your smartphone. Now you can dial straight from the watch and talk without even using your phone. Here's a sample of the call quality.
শুভ সকাল রবি সেবায় আপনাকে স্বাগতম প্রিয় গ্রাহক
The speaker isn't great, neither the microphone, but it's always welcome to have such feature in a smartwatch. Apart from these, you get the basic apps such as timer, stopwatch, calculator, weather, and all of them are beautifully designed, and it's a treat to use them in this big, bright, beautiful display. You can use this camera trigger to take photos from the app, but there's a better way to do it, and I will show you that in a moment. You can also control music with this smartwatch, and by default it would like to play music with its own speaker. To change it, go to media output in your settings and choose your desired device. There's one more interesting feature that I found out is you can scroll through any short video or social media feeds with this controller. You also get to play or pause the video as well. And the better use of this controller is that you can actually go to the stock camera app and press the volume button to take photos. This way you can click the best photo using this feature. And of course you can use this device as a voice assistant from this option or just double tap on the dial to trigger it. What's the weather like?
It is hazy and 28 degrees right now.
The microphone may not be the greatest, neither the speaker, but I found it very easy to use and it pretty much understood everything I said. And finally, in the settings option, you get to raise to wake, which works too well at times, meaning unintentional wake-ups. The bedside clock will be activated when you connect it with the charger, and it changes the orientation just like the Apple Watch. Screen up dial, which acts as an always-on display, only works for 600 seconds, and it will eat the battery alive because it doesn't even have an AMOLED screen. You can also change the screen brighten and also the screen of timer. You can change between the pre-selected 10 watch faces, adjust the sound and vibration of the smartwatch, schedule a do not disturb, and also set up health reminders. One thing I noticed that the band doesn't have any in-hand detection, which means it will keep on reminding you stuff even when you are not wearing it, which will definitely drain the battery life. Let's now enter the app and find out what more we can do. First things first, the watch faces. They call it hot dials. And let me tell you, the collection is pretty good. They look pretty nice, but the problem is almost all of them are paid. If I find a way to install them for free, I'll surely let you know, so definitely subscribe for that. And you can also custom make the watch faces with your own pictures, but it will take almost 20 minutes to get installed, so I don't recommend that. Apart from the watch faces, you can also install a few applications and customize the app notification. Add the contacts you want to show in your smartwatch, and a few other options that I'll leave you to explore yourself. Also, the device silently claims to be waterproof because they only wrote it at the back, and it will probably go unnoticed by most of us. And if they were confident about the waterproofing, they would have written it in the manual as well, as they did not, so I am recommending you to keep this device away from water. Finally, let's talk about the battery life. The 200 mAh battery will give you a 4 to 5 days of battery backup on a single charge, which I think is really good considering the display is pretty big. And if you want to stretch the battery life, you can turn on the battery saving mode, and that will restrict all the features and only show you the time and date. So by now you have a fair idea about this so-called fake Apple Watch Series 8. They're calling it AW8 Max. So who should buy this if at all? If you're a fitness freak and you really care about your health data, this device is not for you. But if you are someone who's looking for a really good looking smartwatch with moderate tracking, this device is an absolute steal, as you can get it for as low as $15 US. This smartwatch not only look absolutely gorgeous, it also provides us with handy features that we can use in real life. So if you want one, hit the link in the description. I'll try to provide you with some coupon codes if available. And if you want a better tracking fitness device, that video is up here, and I'll see you there.